In this video, you'll learn about entity types in Tonic Textual and how to configure how Textual handles values for a given type. When Textual scans a string or file, it looks for potentially sensitive values called entities. An entity type defines the category that an entity value belongs to, such as a given name or an address zip code. Textual automatically detects a set of built-in entity types. You can also configure custom entity types to enable Textual to detect values that are specific to your industry or organization. You view and manage custom entity types from the Custom Entity Types page. You can also create and edit custom entity types from the Dataset Details page. For each custom entity type, you provide a unique name. The name can only contain letters, numbers, and spaces. You then set up a list of regular expressions to identify values that match the entity type. The testing option allows you to verify that Textual will detect matching values in a provided text string. Finally, you can activate the entity type for selected datasets. To both save the new entity type and scan the dataset files for it, click Save and Scan Files. If you save without scanning files, then Textual does not look for the new entity type until the next time you scan the dataset. The Dataset Details page indicates which entity types were detected and not detected. It also displays the list of available custom entity types that are not active for the dataset. From the Dataset Details, you can enable or disable custom entity types. For each detected entity type, you can preview the detected values. The Entities Manager shows the location of each detected value. Once the entities are identified, you configure how Textual handles the values for each entity type. This determines their display in the output file. The default option is redaction. With this option, Textual replaces each value with the entity type plus a unique identifier. You can also synthesize the values, which means that Textual generates a realistic replacement. Some built-in entity types have additional configuration for how to generate the synthesized values. For custom entity types, you can select the generator to use. Finally, you can choose to ignore values of that type. The values then display as is in the output file. For built-in entity types, in addition to selecting the handling option, you can adjust the actual values that Textual identifies. You can add values that Textual does not detect but should. You can also exclude values that you do not want identified as that entity type. To display the Configure Entity Detection panel, click the Add or Exclude icon next to an entity type. Select the entity type to configure values for. Provide regular expressions to identify the values to add or exclude. You can then provide a text string to verify that Textual correctly detects or ignores the values. To recap, Textual detects entity values. Each entity value has an entity type. Textual comes with built-in entity types. You can also create custom entity types. For each entity type, you configure whether to de-identify the detected values in the output files. For built-in entity types, you can also identify values to add to or exclude from the detection. And that concludes our discussion of entity types and handling in Tonic Textual. To learn more, check out our other videos, our blogs and guides, or the Textual product docs.